We're here with Hart Brown, PGA Director of Golf at the Country Club of Charleston. And Hart, first of all, thank you so much to the club for hosting. We're excited to be here. This is the 102nd playing of the Carolinas Am Championship, and this is the 7th time the club has hosted it. Tell us about the history of the club.
Well, the club here was built in 1925. Seth Rayner built it. It's kind of going through a lot of changes throughout the years, and in Hugo hit us in 1989, so we had to rebuild the golf course, and John LaFoy from Greenville redid the golf course then. We saw some green sizes change throughout the years, so in 2006 we hired Brian Silva to come back and actually restore the golf course. We found a 1939 aerial of the golf course, and we gave that to Brian and said, just put it back. And if you want to modernize the golf course somehow, then do that. So we added about 7 new bunkers back then. The biggest change has been to number 11. Number 11 saw a lot of difficulty being played back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Actually 2001 we had to redo it as well because it just got so severe. So I assume we'll go over and look at that a little bit.
We are. Yeah. Okay. We're now here at the 11th hole at the Country Club of Charleston, par 3. It's going to be playing 175 yards during the championship. It's modeled after, I believe, the 15th hole at North Berwick. Talk about a little bit about the design and what the players are going to face when they're playing this hole.
Okay, so this hole is what makes the players think about what's going to happen here. And the players actually think about this when they're playing number 9. So it's like, I got 2 more holes before I get to number 11. Anyway, number 11 was designed, this is a reverse Redan. It's 175 yards from the back tee back there. When the golf course was redone in 06, we actually added about 8 to 10 more feet of green space from side to side. You can imagine how narrow it was before that happened. We also added more features going this way with the ball going gathering back to the middle, which is the way it's supposed to fly. The biggest concept though is the false front. The false front on this green is huge. This green actually is 54 paces front to back. So, but the ball has to stay on top up here. You can see if the ball stops almost at the top, it's all the way back down to the front. And now you face a long pitch shot or putt to recover. The other thing about this green as well is that if you get in one of these bunkers are deep on both sides. And when Ben Hogan played here, Ben Hogan was quoted as saying, you guys have 17 great holes, but you can blow up number 11.
All right, Hart, where your ball that you dropped on the false front of the green has rolled down 20 yards, and now we're facing a pitch shot back to the flag with our second here. How would you recommend players face this shot?
All right, this shot here, there's multiple options, obviously. If you got a back pin, then you can certainly try to loft the ball with the pitching wedge or stand wedge up the slope, carry it on top of the hill. With a shorter pin, you're going to have to probably run this ball up, and you can do that with either a putter, 5-iron, hybrid, 3-wood even, and just get this ball rolling up the top of the hill. The main thing here is get the ball to the top.
Right.
You don't want to face this shot again, because I guarantee if you don't get it up there, this will come right back to here.
Now you mentioned Frank Ford decided to play it this way, and it worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, so I forget what year it was. Frank Ford III won the Azalea this year, or that same year. And on this hole, he laid up all 4 days in the same mow stripe mowing pattern with the pitching wedge. And I think he made 3 pars and a bogey, may have made all 4 pars. So it's kind of a unique story to have to tell about a guy laying up all 4 days on a par 3.
Well, a member here and local knowledge is in the field this week. We'll see how he plays it this week. So Hart, now we're at the part of the green for the players that carried the false front, and you mentioned it's a reverse Redan. Redans usually run right to left. So show on camera what the players, where they want to fly in to land it and try and get it close to the flag.
Okay, so to get this close on this green, almost all balls have to gather in some direction. On the left side over here, there's a severe slope where the ball will gather itself towards the middle of the green, whether it be long or short. You see how much that ball rolls. The right side is sloped up a little bit enough to keep the ball on the green. Our old design before 2000, all the balls would have fallen off the green. So now it's playable.
And definitely, as you mentioned, especially if you're going to miss it left here, and you're going to try and play it and keep it on the green. You're going to have the green running away from you now.
Yeah, and this bunker here is deep, so to recover from that bunker, your ball has to be close to the green to be able to hit a decent shot. The further away you are, now it becomes more difficult to stop the ball off the green. And then you end up going side to side, so which is not much fun.
Well, definitely, if I was going to want to watch maybe some players have a little bit side-to-side fun, this is where I'd camp out.
This is where all the people come to watch during the azalea. They just line up the back of the green here, and they see a lot of good golf shots.
And you mentioned, on the 9th green, people are thinking about this hole already. With the 2T start we have, players going to be starting around on 10 and thinking about this hole already before they tee off.
Yeah, if I was starting on 10 for the tournament, I'd want to get this hole out of the way quick.
Yeah. Okay. We're now at the 12th hole, and talk about now how this has changed off the tee with the new additions of the bunkers.
Okay, so the 12th hole before was like, okay, I just got through with number 11, I can relax, okay? And this was a typical 30 hole. We've added new bunkers to the left, and by the way, the architect of these new bunkers is a guy named Kyle Franz, who actually redid Mid-Pines and Pinehurst, okay? So Kyle came to us recently, and he's in charge of this bunker restoration. So anyway, now the bunkers to the left, there are 2 bunkers down there. It's about 275 from this tee. So now your tee ball, you have to think about what you're doing. And you may want to hit more of a cut shot here now, okay, versus just firing away at it straight away, okay? So the ball will gather down in that bunker. And in green side, like I said before, it's more of a St. Andrews bunker hole, roll hole bunker, okay? So if you got some wind in your face, you don't want to be in that bunker, trust me.
And you mentioned playing a cut off the tee. It's 350 yards from here, so as you mentioned, definitely a short birdie hole.
Yeah.
How far do you say to get past those bunkers on the left side?
Oh, it's about 290, 95 to the past all the bunkers.
So they're perfectly placed for some drivers.
Yes.
Get caught.
So you want to hit about 240 if you don't want to mess with those bunkers. 240, 250. Then you still got 100 yards into the green.
Well, holes 11 and 12 definitely going to be where the championship could be won or lost. Here.
Fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Thanks, Art. We're here at the 5th hole at the Country Club at Charleston. Plays 499 yards. The members play it as a par 5. We're going to have it as a par 4 for the championship. Rusty, talk about this hole.
So yeah, we're going to play it 499 yards from the farthest length as a par 4. We've got the best players in the Carolinas coming to Country Club at Charleston for this championship, and we want to give them a, they're all going to have irons into the green, and we think making a par 4 as a par 7 would be a much better test of golf for them. We may not play at 499 every day. We've got a range of tees here from 472 back to 499 that we can play any day, but based on the wind and things like that, it'll be any range of that there.
Rusty, we're here at the 18th green at the Country Club at Charleston, finishing hole. Tell us what the players will face this week.
Well, it's a beautiful hole coming up the hill. We're going to play about 482 yards from the back tee. It usually plays downwind, but one day we may play it up around 464 yards just to give the players a different look. But it's slightly uphill. You've got the clubhouse in the background. It's a very picturesque hole for the finishing hole here at Country Club at Charleston.
And it's a big green. A lot of options for hole locations here. Talk about what we did for the final round's hole location.
So we did a poll. We asked all the players, all of our members of the CGA, what hole they wanted for the 72nd hole of the Carolinas Amateur Championship. We gave them middle right, front center, front left, and back left hole location choices, and 38%, 35, 38% picked back left. So our 72nd hole of the Carolinas Amateur Championship will be back in this area, back left. Don't have it exactly mapped out yet, but it's going to be back left like the people want.
So we're standing right now where the championship will conclude.
Exactly.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Rusty.
Thank you.
Now, the last time the Carolinas Am was hosted here in 2009, it was the last year of match play. So this will be the first time it's contested at stroke play here. You do regularly host the Azalea, so you're used to 4 days of stroke play. What would be your magic number? What do you think the champion's going to get around here, 4 rounds of golf to win it?
Well, the record for the Azalea is 19 under par. I would think, with the rough being a little more penal this time of year, I'd probably take 12 and go to the house.
Okay.
And see what happens. Okay.
Great. Well, you heard it here first. 12 is going to be the number according to Hart Brown.